Hello and good afternoon from sunny California. I know it is cold all over the United States right now, but it's warm here. It's warm here. I got the window open. It's nice and sunny. You can see the sun is shining, but I know there is a polar vortex all over America right now. And I'm going to wish y'all luck with that. But let's talk about what we are going to expect, going to deal with, and going to need from Bravo in 2025. First, we have to start off with the Unexpected Death Award. We miss Girls Trip like nobody's business. We wanted to come back. It was a perfect vessel and venue for Housewives old and new. And for it to end because a woman couldn't own her lesbonics, it's sad. It's sad because being a housewife, it's synonymous with a little lesbonics, with a little late in life lesbiany. And Carolyn just couldn't, or whatever her name is. Is it Carolyn or Caroline? Or just couldn't get on the road.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I just have a really, really, really hard time with the idea that a woman that had a fundraiser for her brother-in-law who was convicted of paying people to assault her sister should be allowed to take away something we all enjoyed.
We enjoyed very much. And I mean,
yeah.
it seems like we're just never going to get any more. Like, I can understand why that season didn't air, but it seems like we're never going to get any more seasons of it.
That's my problem. Yes, maybe some kinks needed to be worked out. Yes, I think Bravo maybe needs to address. I mean, look, Bethany Ankle Reality Reckoning did have some points to consider in that Bravo, it is becoming an environment where if people are going to develop a problem, it's a hotbed, it's a petri dish for tisms, or holics, places where you need to go stay. So,
Yes.
I think there is something to be said where we could take a look at the environment we're putting some of these women, especially as they're getting older. And you and I are both in our 40s, and you just turned 42. I'm about to turn 46 tomorrow, on the day of infamy. And we both know that, the way that a lot of these women still are partying leads to disaster as we enjoy, except when it goes too far and you become a forefather's concubine.
Yep, exactly. It's cute until it's not. And then other people put in danger.
Yeah. Or I personally, too, I don't want to watch a woman burn into the ground until she's a crisp. I don't want to see a woman destroy her own life because all of the different elements are coming at her at a time. Because we all go through things in life, right? We go through horrible things. Most of us don't go through quite as absurd things as a lot of these women do because of the fame and money. Teresa Felon Giudice is an example. But I also you know, we can all relate to periods of time in our lives where everything may damn near burn to the ground, or maybe we can't. But the thing is that when it just gets too far, that's like when kicking Shannon while she was down, the Tamara thing, where it was like, I don't need to see a dead horse. I don't. That's not why I watch this show. Nor do I want to watch someone turn into oblivion, before my eyes.
Yeah, it is that. We don't mind we don't mind you, stumbling a little, but we don't want to see you fall.
You can fall in a bush,
Yes.
and you can
got
wiggle
to
out of
stumble.
You can wiggle out of handcuffs and have us all clutching our pearls, but then you're on the cabaret tour and you got your mugshot on a shirt that you're selling. I want to see you win. Pick it back up and keep going.
I saw all the sirens out this damn morning. Good Lord. But take your ass on. I hope that we can in 25 get Girls Trip coming back. It's like, okay, if that specific one was ruined, then let it be ruined and don't use Caroline or Brandy again. And you knew Brandy was a loose cannon.
Oh, man, that situation is just sad. I mean, I don't know what's really going on, obviously, but from this perspective, it doesn't feel like Bravo is doing that well with some of this litigious crap. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like as wacko as Brandy is, she should have been supported a little bit better in all this, because I don't think that somebody's lawsuit should have the ability to destroy you, especially when several cast members are already coming through saying this was not an obvious case of assault. I mean, look at all the other things that are happening at the moment about just how much your reputation can be destroyed by PR, by social media, by hiring. If you have the money, you can literally, bot farms, smear campaigns. I mean, every which way I look, I'm like, is it Justin Baldoni? Is it Blake Lively? Is it Ryan Reynolds? Is it Justin Baldoni? Who is the a-hole? I don't even know.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And listen, I am the first to admit, because I couldn't have cared less about that movie when, like, the original stuff about Blake being kind of an a-hole, that one reporter, like, responded who isn't affiliated, but just didn't have the best experience with her, like, all that stuff. I'm like, ooh, maybe she is a bitch, like, whatever. Because that's how social media plays to your perceptions. And then the other stuff coming out, like, oh, maybe he is, like, a sleaze. Maybe, like, meanwhile, across town, like, nobody knows. Like, I haven't delved in the details, So, I do think that Bravo has back. I'm wandering today. Back to it. I think Bravo owes people that are involved in all of this a little bit more protection.
Yes. Maybe they should have figured out how to deal with this before they brought it public, before Caroline filed. But also I really feel like it's just Carolyn it's like, the thing is her, quote unquote, not wanting it to see the light of day. It's like, well, we all know about it. Everybody's talked about it. Everybody's described it. So it's like, you're already tarnished. Like, Caroline didn't get what she wanted out of this. Like, we still know you're a late in life les.
Yeah, we know what happened.
We saw your peppermint patty built ass. Ain't nobody ever thought you were a full-on heterosexual.
Ooh.
We all knew you munched a month a time or two. Please, that lesbian haircut.
It's very Rosie O'Donnell, isn't it?
Yes, she was always walking around like a more mannish Rosie.
Let me tell you about my family.
Her whole persona was very mannish, very large penis. She's one of those big bald women. Now that I think about it, that is so true. She was always very rosy.
And then there was Rosie for a while on the show. I like them. The Wakilis, and I don't remember what Rosie. Yeah, the family, outside family that Teresa and Melissa ran off. Sudden Death Award too. Did we see New Jersey kind of freezing up like this? Maybe it's not sudden death, but maybe it's like grand mal, like heart attack we saw coming.
I guess it is heart attack. Maybe not a full reboot, but I think we knew that Teresa or Melissa was going to go. I think we knew a cast shakeup was coming, but we just didn't. I don't think that we knew it was going to be a full reboot, but I think this is giving full reboot.
Jennifer Aydin's giving full on fired.
Girl. Yeah, Jennifer is giving fired. Then why is Bravo pausing shows when everyone is home for the holidays? Because a lot of people aren't home for the holidays. A lot of people travel to visit family. And I think that's why they put the pause on, because they were like, people are going to be out celebrating, going, visiting family. Like Bravo's big Wednesday night was Christmas and was New Year's. So I get why they were like, we're not going to put anything on. And then in the weekend between, everybody was traveling.
I think part of it is too because they're sticking to old, like when you had live television and people would be home for the holidays, you'd shut down. Like I think certain things maybe just haven't evolved with the way that they do stuff.
Yes.
Like it's like, everybody knows like maybe advertising as they do schedules or whatever, like but I agree though. Like I don't understand.
Oh, actually, oh my God. You just hit the nail on the head. I think I know why.
Why?
They're not getting the ad rates. I think that's why they're holding those shows, because it's money. I think that's why they're holding the shows, because I guess the Sunday before Christmas, when advertisers know people are traveling and they know like that's advertising. So I guess those dates, those holidays are actually low advertising days. They probably are good for football, but low for series shows. So there it is. That's why they ain't paying. The advertisers ain't paying on them days.
I believe that 100% because everything's driven by money. Ratings,
100.
money, all of that. So, I certainly didn't. I mean, I did not expect myself to straight up stop watching New York. But I did. I thought I'd hang on. I did. I didn't think that I didn't have super high hopes, but I didn't expect myself to just not watch it. Stop watching it.
Just truly, it went from appointment television, and New York was that, girl. New York, it wasn't Beverly Hills. New York was always a good third to Atlanta. It was always like Atlanta and Beverly Hills were always my number one and number two. And then New York and Potomac were my 3 and 4.
I didn't want more racist Ramona. Nobody wanted that crap. Everybody can, well, not everybody, but whatever. We all have opinions, right? We can say that New York was definitely in a rough spot. Nobody liked that last season. We were in trouble. But I don't think the reboot worked. And I miss the Roni that I used to really love. Because I miss those ugly Herman Munster shoes. You know what I mean? Like, I miss that demographic of New York lady. What I really, and what we were getting with Girls Trip New York, right? I was hoping to get more of those cast-specific trips to bring back the flavor of Roni. And that's what they were planning to do before Morocco, right?
Yeah. And also before Ramona said the N-word.
Oh,
and
that's
they had it.
God.
Yep. Because that also that's why she's just not on the network anymore.
And can't fix it, like just just keeps going, just kept
and
going.
Also, and let's be honest, and she won't stop saying it, because I guarantee that she has said that on Bravo before, and producers were like, "Don't say that, don't say." I guarantee you, Bravo has footage of her letting it fly, and they're just like, "Okay, this heifer keep saying it." before she says it on a hot mic and we end up losing a sponsor, let's just go on and get rid of her now.
Oh man. Ooh, tape of somebody saying it. That is as bad as, remember Kramer from Seinfeld? Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. You just don't do that. I mean, I think that I'm really curious to see how the franchises evolve. I feel like Girls Trip was an excellent supplemental because I enjoyed hearing the kind of shop talk between housewives of different places in their lives. I appreciated hearing even Kristen Tankman, who like I was not particularly of note for me on New York. I appreciated hearing her talk about what she's been doing since. Even though, yeah, we all know her husband got caught on the Cheetete website. Big deal. Like every dude in LA and Hollywood and all of that, those women have to deal with inappropriate DMs. Somebody's registered somewhere. Don't look at the porn history because you'll be terrified. Like whatever. And then they worked through it. And I appreciated at least hearing that. Do I think that maybe he's still a poo? Problem, whatever. But it was a great opportunity for a little into a behind the scenes look at Housewives that we don't get on the show.
Yes. And also the women are in a different element because they're not fighting for a spot per se. They're there to tell their story where it's like, okay, you want to get camera time, but it's not the rat race that the show is.
100%. Like, you get a cute little check, you do your job, you try to be professional and make good TV so you get asked maybe another time, but you don't necessarily expect it anytime soon. You hope that the Girls Trip gives you enough popularity to go do Traders, right? Maybe some other of like Force, whatever the heck that one other one is, where they go to the army.
Oh,
the military training. There you go, like those little side gigs.
Yes. And that actually it's interesting that Bravo is now becoming the channel of the side gig. And this year we're going to see Traders 3. Is it 3 or 4?
Yeah. 3, I think.
Okay, because it was the first season, then Phaedra actually showed up and did something.
Right.
And so now I think this is going to be Bob the Drag Queen season.
I hope so. I love Bob.
TV. Like
I know it. I hope so, because brilliance, and with the level of confidence too, because Bob believed that he could win the season of Drag Race that he did. And if y'all have seen
wings
and that makeup. Bob used to set his makeup with baby powder.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm a big drag fan. Shout out to those of you that just watched the new season. I also do a review on Ray Ray All Day's channel. We're going over RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh yeah, I gotta catch up on Drag Race.
But I will say that I feel like Girls Trip was an excellent supplement to the franchise that is kind of struggling with how do you keep all of this going without the wheels falling off the bus, with OGs turning into reality stars and not really housewives anymore, and things getting too dark, and all the kinds of things that are erupting with different people. Shannon and Karen are examples of of the Dorinda and Sonia and Luann, of the Phantom's past, that there are some things going on. But what I thought was fun about Girls Trip is you could keep them contained. You could get some fun, extra supplemental drama, and it bolstered the franchise in general. And now I feel like it's really suffering, not because of it. That's obviously not there to save the day, but I do feel like it's suffering because it's not there.
You know what it was? It was a beautiful bridge also
Yes.
that worked from retired to new. So that way it's like you could put some of the new girls like a Candace with some OGs that, aren't on the show anymore, where it's like, girl, when you were in high school, I was one of the first housewives. Like to see a Candace with the Cynthia.
Exactly. Yeah, and finding out like, at the time, where some people have ended up. That's one of the things about Morocco I'm the most angry about. I want to see what happened to weirdo Alex McCord and her husband. Like, she's not been around since she moved to Australia. It's not that like she's the most exciting woman in the world, but I would like to see that little lizard lady and find out where things ended up. Gretchen Rossi was going to come back. Vicky was on that episode. I'm sure they were going to talk about stuff. The fact that she's still with Slade. I mean, there's some juice to be had. These are
Oh
things
my God, they've got kids that look just as weird.
uh,
I mean, they're not like, they're just like, let me just share this picture so you can understand what the hell I'm talking about. It's the expression on their faces. Okay, where's this damn picture? Hold on. Oh, wait. These are the sons. They all look so deer in headlights. And they all have these, it's the big hair and the deer in headlights smiles. But good for them.
I mean, that's what the show's for. Bring back the rando, bring back people. Let us get a little idea of what's happening,
Has Claudia been on Girls Trip? No, but she would have been perfect.
That exactly. There's another one that would have been excellent on Girls Trip. I mean, I thought Thailand was a bit of a snooze, so I'm not saying that you can't have a flat season, or a flat trip where the chemistry is not right. But I also think that they were enjoyable. I also think we're in a bit of a weird space too, right? Where people are getting litigious, and I think that Bravo is trying to figure out how they're gonna move forward with that. Because, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like I've been seeing more law. Remember that dude the actor that played the butler is suing Bravo because they ripped his shirt open. Give me a break. Somebody needs to get $1, like then Caroline sued because of the unwanted touches. And so I think,
you know what though? I get it. I get why the guy that got his shirt ripped open. These people are not there for that. What happens is Bravo the production talks you into being an unpaid character actor rather than just pay. Like Bravo, instead of paying these people up front and say, look, we want you to interact with the housewives, be funny with them. They don't throw them a stipend. They just pay them regular and get them to agree to be on the show. They don't want to give them any money. That's why they sue after the fact.
so you basically are saying Bravo like exploits them, or they get into something that's they're unwilling, or
Bravo exploits them. Bravo, the people that like manage these houses, they are not ready to be on a reality show. They have regular lives. They don't.
Oh, well, he's an actor.
Is he an actor or was he the actual house manager?
He's not. It was at Dorinda's house. He wasn't Dorinda's house manager.
He wasn't their butler.
No, he was hired. He's an actor. He was hired to play the dude, the house man.
Oh, well, then they should have contracted him to play their love interest.
I mean, yeah. So anyway,
That's what I mean. It's like you're contracted to play the house manager, but you want them to be a love interest or to be like you want more out of them than what you said you were going to be doing at the original signing. And so then you use like the alcohol induced environment and the cameras and all these people around and oh yeah, go interact, go have fun. And then they feel like they're the star of the show when they're the butt of the joke. And then you see it back and you're like, wait a minute. I didn't get paid enough for this.
I guess they need to do better with their releases when you're signing up for this stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what it is? They need to have, and this is the tough thing, when you have these like boring ass parties and they never have any men, they need to have some paid male actors that are just like around that can actually like be the quote unquote love interest, get the heifers fighting over them, and then move on. Kind of like the pirate with Luann.
Oh yeah, they do kind of need a pirate, don't they? They kind of need some young dude that's like up for it. That they need like Luann was it the chef? Who was that one dude that she ended up with? The French guy?
The naked chef?
Yeah.
There was a gay naked chef that did.
No, not.
Or was there a regular naked chef too?
No.
I don't know. But they need more of that. They need somebody that comes on there like the pirate, like a naked chef.
Yeah.
That is like that doesn't mind being a paid love interest.
I think it was like the house manager of the show, the New York of the house, the New York wives were on. Remember Luann at the very end, the last night when they had the people over, she ended up hooking up with him, and you see him on the camera in her room, like walking from the bedroom, like to get water or something like that. And he's in the buff. So, and that was really funny because I mean, those ladies were so thirsty to get some, and Luann managed to do it. And that's the kind of thing we're here for. But, you know, I don't know.
Luann said, I'm getting some tonight.
She sure did. This cougar is I don't have anything funny for the end. Sorry, guys. But I don't know, you know, let me ask you this. What do you feel like where the state of Bravo is right now? What do they need? Do you feel like they're doing just fine, or do you feel like they are in dire straits?
I'm not going to say they're in dire straits, but I'm also not going to say they're doing just fine. I am actually interested in the new shows they have coming out. I like Bravo diversifying. Do you remember that show Dirty John?
I do.
Connie Britton? That was so fucking good. I want them to bring that series back. I want them to bring back like a good scripted mini series that comes on like like something for the summer, because I'm already concerned like, okay, you're giving us all of the shows fall to winter. We're getting ready to see, you know, a Potomac reunion, a Salt Lake City reunion. Beverly Hills is just getting started. We haven't heard Atlanta's start date yet. And so we thought it was going to be this month. I don't think it's going to be until next.
Yeah, I know. I think we would have heard maybe more rumblings about it by now if that were going to be the case.
Yeah, like they should have, because normally they give you the date a month out. A month out is when they give you the their air date, and I'm like, well, it's January 5th, and I don't think they're going to be like, it'll be on in 2 weeks. They might, like, let's see, the last Sunday in January, the date would be the 26th. So yeah, so that's in 2 weeks. So either Groundhog's Day or February. I have a feeling and this is my Cheyenne prediction. I think this is going to be the worst season of Housewives of Atlanta we have seen to date.
Oh boy.
I can tell by that, ooh boy, you believe me, and you kind of feel it too. I think
I'm
everybody feels it, and I think that's also why they've been taking their sweet time. And that's why Amy was like, "Oh yeah, we will. We show Kenya on the episode." I think that they know it's garbage. I think the fact that also I think they're still filming because Portia is still fighting with fucking Salmon. Well, that's his name now, Salmon.
He does, yeah, okay. Yeah, he does give me kind of a moist person tea. I just don't know why.
And Scaly.
Yeah, because he's like a bullfrog, but oh my. Anyway, you were saying salmon? She's
But
still
yeah,
fighting
she
with
was
salmon?
fighting.
She's still swimming
Still fighting
upstream?
Salmon to film upstream in that damn house. So they're still filming. So we may be talking March.
I will talk to me about May, June, July if you need to in order to make it good. The reason that I say, oh boy, the way that I did is because I really want Atlanta to be good because I truly enjoyed it when it was. I think that there was not a franchise funnier when it was good. Like literally, just not a funnier franchise. I'm scared though, because nobody else has come through. Like New York, they didn't reboot that well. Obviously, they're just not doing a good job fixing things. I don't know where Orange County would be if Shannon hadn't run into a house.
True.
I'm serious, and that's
no, I think that them bringing on Alexis Bellino,
that was good. That was good.
Man,
Yeah,
we had that. I think Katie as a newcomer was very strong. The opposite of Crystal.
well,
I mean, Crystal is a great example of how, and like, I'm not comparing them because they're both of Asian descent. I'm comparing them because they're both new housewives on the West Coast. And I can say, like, she came in with strong story, not depending on her brother. I'm sorry, but season 1, we got way more of Crystal's brother, who I am sure is really famous overseas. But baby, we don't care about him here. And this is not the show to make a man happen.
She did give us ugly leather pants. I mean, Sutton did, but she went.
Exactly, that was Sutton. That wouldn't even hurt.
I know. Listen, I'm just saying that I'm worried. I'm genuinely concerned because I'm rooting for Atlanta. I am. I agree with you that like I wish Andy had responded to Chris's question and been like, "Oh yeah," or like but something that felt confident. Like you're gonna give us, I don't know. I'm sorry, but like this might be a bit of a controversial, but you and I have talked about this. I'm kind of disappointed in Married to Medicine this season.
Girl, I ain't even watched this week's or 2 weeks ago's episode. It has been. It's just the whole thing with Dr. G. It's weird. All of them not liking sweet tea is. It's boring because it's like, okay, then why is she here?
It's not well, and how often do two ex-wives interact like that in a friend group? Only when everybody really likes each other, and you have to. You know what I mean? Like, but like you were saying, because Sweet Tea's younger and not really gelling with any of these ladies, you're just looking around, going, "You don't have to be together. So why are we all fighting at this dude ranch? Because they don't even have to be together."
Yeah, it's like it's just weird. It's awkward. I feel like a lot of them, your stories have been told. Jackie, it's time to go. Take Simone with you. Take Simone with you. Cone, Tessa, Either jump heavily outside of her dentist's office or shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, you should, like, if you were that mad at Heavenly after all, you should have just whooped her ass. You should have just whooped her ass. And I work with Heavenly. I like Heavenly. I'm cool with Heavenly. I do not want her ass whooped. But I'm saying, if you are really about it, then just stop all that talking. But you ain't about it because, oh, yep, yammer. And also, like, you have so many other things to think about, like your no-lipped husband and your children and your medical practice. The fact that Heavenly still is under your skin is sad. And you need to see a mental health professional about it.
Yeah, she really looks like when she hits you, like she hurts you these days with how much she been working on them guns.
And I feel that Heavenly should be the new matriarch of the show. Put her in Jackie's position, focus on her dental practice, and that way Heavenly can still, be her evil self on the show to start the shit up, to keep people watching, and get rid of Sweet Tea. She's not working, and bring on some more doctors that are going to get about it. I want that half of that real estate half that got into it with Toya. Bring her back.
I think I remember who you're talking about. The one that
Exactly.
looked,
One season wonder.
the one that got pregnant.
Yep.
Yeah, she was a lawyer, I think, and she looked up like what the liens and the taxes were, or something
Yeah,
like
she
that.
was a
Yeah,
real
yeah,
estate lawyer.
yeah. I
That's
liked
right.
her. Yeah. Yes. I think she was a little bit of a casualty of the pandemic.
Yeah.
There was some weird times, I think, period. Well, and the show that you were just starting to review that I had watched from day one, not all the way through, because I think everybody takes a break if a reality show has like a 10-year span. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people. Anyway, Vanderpump Rules, because I am personally liked that show because I live in Long Beach, which is part of LA County. Literally grew up my whole life. Like I was shopping on Melrose when I was 16, vintage clothes store shopping. So like I know the environment that these crazy weirdos all were in, and they're very much representative of like the crazy trying to make it in the entertainment industry LA lifestyle, right? And I enjoyed the show, and I don't have high hopes for the reboot, but what I feel is a big
Really?
hole. Yes.
Really? You don't have high hopes for the reboot?
I don't.
What?
We are
Why?
because do you
Why
watch
do you
Southern?
think
Do you?
Bravo can't do a reboot?
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were truly okay. You got me. Woohoo!
No, it's just this New York is like, you know what I will say? I think that they can reboot Vanderpump Rules a lot easier than rebooting Housewives.
Well, here's what it is. Do you watch Southern Hospitality?
No.
Sure don't, do you? I actually review again on Riri All Day's channel Southern Charm with her, which is another show I've been watching from the jump. I don't watch Southern Hospitality, which is kind of an offshoot like how Candy had with her show, because most of them are really young. And like I just don't care. I'm not in a place in my life where like I care if like 22, you know what I mean? Like certain things that you're figuring out in your life. And so I think that they could potentially get a younger demographic involved and invested in it the
That's
way
what
that
I'm thinking.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Like when Sarah Jessica Parker left New York, she said, the New York Star will hire a 29-year-old girl with all new problems. I would actually be interested in seeing younger kids make the mistakes. I wouldn't mind seeing a 22-year-old figure out life.
That's because half of your friends date people that are that young.
No, now they're like 32. Now they're like 32.
No, I know, and that's okay. Like I think that there's nothing wrong. Like I getting invested and growing with a show, and then being at a place where you don't have it in you necessarily to do it again. I could be proven completely wrong. I could, but I just feel like, as you so wonderfully pointed out, they're having a trouble with the reboot. You know?
I would like to, you know what it is why I like I enjoyed seeing the younger audience, the younger reality personality with the Hulu show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And you know why? Because the mistakes are authentic. They're
Yes.
not just acting stupid to stay on the show.
Well,
It's like,
and this
oh, I remember that. Oh yeah. Oh, look out for that. Like it was genuine. It was real rather than like I don't want to see a 50-year-old making the same mistakes as a 30-year-old Karen Huger.
ooh, wow.
So that's what it is. It's like there's a level where you kind of have to you kind of need to like mature out on these shows where you come on, you grow, you get your voice, and then you kind of mature out where it's like I'm not arguing with you. You become like Karen kind of had the matriarch of the group, the above it all, the I'm really friends with all of you girls. Let's try to really get it on the good foot. You need to become that, or you become a Kenya where it's like, girl, you still out here slut shaming at damn near 60 when you can't keep a man and your man can't get and your man's restaurant just got shut down, so let's talk about your child support. Then you become a Kenya, then you become a joke. So it's there has to be like you've got to be on your Candy Burris track or your Cynthia didn't become a joke. Then she also like you mature out where it's like I'm not fighting and fussing like that in my 50s. It's cute in the 40s. Once you mid 50s, damn near triple 20, it's not cute. It's not cute to be that immature.
Boy, Cynthia dodged a bullet by divorcing Peter, didn't she?
Oh,
Ooh,
girl, they would
smartest
have taken Lake
things.
Bailey.
Oh, they would. Oh, man. Because,
Girl.
I mean, she was probably a year or two away from being implicated in the taxes or something. Thank goodness the whatever restaurant they were going to do together never came to fruition, and she was just out the original seed money. Imagine if you hadn't been paying taxes on that place. What? Smart move, Cynthia. You may not know how to pick them, but you know how to leave them.
I'll even say Lisa Vanderpump, where it's now, she's not fighting and fussing with the ladies. She's got her own restaurants where the kids are doing that.
She's had a smart move the entire time, and many people have tried to replicate it. She had Vanderpump Rules, which goes back to one of my. I feel like the original things you need to have in order for a show to be good is genuine connection. These young kids, if they're handpicked and they didn't come from a messy friend group where they were all boyfriend and girlfriend and best friend and loved and hated, like the cast of Vanderpump Rules did from Lisa's restaurants, then it's not going to be fun. You're going to watch a bunch of like New York. The same thing's going to happen. The
Now, now wait a minute. This is why children need to listen to their parents. Candy's mom warned her, but Candy's mom wasn't right. Todd is a good dude that's helped Candy make a ton of money. And the other guy passed away, so we don't know what would have happened with him. And he passed, so we're not going to say anything negative.
no, and they did break up anyway before he did.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, they broke up, but Mama Joyce chased his ass away.
probably.
God, Mama Joyce was a real one back then.
She was in charge. Lemons and everything.
Let's see. I put the link in, hun, so you can come in, Jan.
Well, yeah, because on that note, I need to jump on out myself. But Happy New Year, Biffas, and thank you as always, for, enjoying or tolerating me.
All righty. Actually, no, we ain't gonna bring this next person in because they've caused problems before. And y'all did not like him. So sorry, hun. Sorry, they did not like you the last time, so you will not be able to join us again. Would anyone else like to shimmy on in though? Because I want to talk about this screen that is up. And this is something interesting that's going on Bravo this year that does that. I want to know how it's going to work. So they're having the Real Housewives of London, but they are only having it on Hayu, which isn't available in America. Ain't that a bitch? So you either have to get a VPN to watch it, or I'm wondering, are they going to air it in America at a later date? Because they have housewives like all over the world, like Housewives of South Africa. They've had Housewives of Auckland. They've had a whole bunch of housewives, but that they just they don't air in America. And it's like, if Bravo is doing this show, in London, and we had Dubai air here, why can't y'all just put London on here? Like, the markets are very close. So, child, I guess we'll see about that. Oh, and then Carlos can't keep him king. I want to know what y'all think is going to happen with Carlos' shows now that he can't seem to keep talent. What do you think he's going to do to keep talent? Because he's also apparently not following Mel anymore from Love and Marriage. So either they unfollowed each other, he blocked her, or more than likely she blocked him. And I'm wondering, how long can you keep reality shows on when you can't keep a cast together? And casting for reality shows isn't as easy as you may think. And I think that we are now seeing that. And that's why Carlos is going to these, I don't want to call them podunk towns, but he's going to these off-market areas hoping to find untapped talent. Because anybody in Atlanta, like, I feel like Atlanta, the greater Atlanta metro area, everybody there has been asked by several producers, would you like to be on reality TV? We want to do a show about you. I'm sure everybody there, everybody has been asked. And so you go someplace where people haven't. And that's smart. I'm not going to say that's a bad idea, but I think that you need to up that salary, and then you might actually get some lives that we're interested in and some marriages that are solid. I see why these people will put their marriages on Front Street, because they ain't worth a damn. The $2,500 an episode you give is worth more than Tisha and Marceau's marriage. And the truth is, that salary probably pays their rent for the year. Sad. It's sad. But you are down 2 bells on Bell Collective. Can you do the show with Ladies' Brunches, Latrice, and Marie? And Marie and Latrice hate each other. So I feel like Marie, well, then again, we never see Marie's businesses. It's always a grand opening in an empty office. Like, I guess because it's, recovery, you can't show people and whatnot. But damn. Them fake facilities, that's not reading, honey. It's not reading. But that's all you got left is Marie, Ladysha, and Latrice. With Gucci and Akeisha gone. Oh, I forgot about Mealy Mouth Tambra. But Tambra don't never really film with them heifers anyway, because she's always doing that radio show or with Devon or whatnot. So I see her also dipping. If a show is already slated to be bad, then just scratch the show or wait another year with new people. Perhaps. But those were today's Bravo topics, but I will see you tonight for Housewives of Potomac.